Hey guys, welcome to today's episode of the Corner Store. It's Gerald Cadet. I'm Gerald Cadet, and have an NBA episode for you guys today. We're gonna be talking about things. We're gonna be talking about things. Let's say that we're gonna be talking about things. I really have no introduction today. I'm just gonna get right into it. Let's talk about the NBA update. Many people have said the NBA will be coming back around July 15th. Spencer Dinwiddie has said that he heard that the NBA is coming back July 15th. I believe it was the Bucks co-owner said he believes that from talks within from meetings an episode the season will take place July 15th as well. And right now, the place that is number one to host the NBA season will be Orlando, Disney World, actually. I think that's a good spot. You know, Disney World, Florida is open practically. It's been open since it's been open for a minute. I believe that it was open during the pandemic. It's good as long as they have. As long as they figure out safety measures for testing and everything, I'm all fine with it. Like I've been saying for a while, I do not think this season needs to be resumed. Just work for next season. But hey, I don't mind it. I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna complain. Once I was watching basketball, I've been watching basketball the whole past week. I'm being like, damn, I missed the NBA, man. So we have seen that states are opening back up. States have said, one state in particular, Los Angeles, has said that June 1st, sporting teams can start opening up their facilities. So that means the Clippers and the Lakers. Actually, just recently, the New York Governor Cuomo, said that New York sports teams could open back up there, but have safety precautions. Same thing. Everybody's preaching safety precautions. Arizona, about 3 weeks ago, has opened up sporting facilities. So the thing is rolling. The ball is rolling. I like it personally because sports is the best. It's the best, like, unraveling. I'm not explaining it, like, because me and sports, we have a very good, like, whenever I need to be myself, I go to sports. Whenever I need to be, I need alone time, I go to sports. Whenever I, like, don't feel like myself, I go to sports. So me and sports have, like, we have a very sports. When it comes to sports, it's deeper than that. Maybe I should do an episode on that, to be honest. But we'll talk about that. But sports is a lot of people's outlet. You know, after a hard day of work, I tweeted this. I said, I miss leaving work and going home and coming and, like, hearing Ernie Johnson or Michelle Beadle or Kerry Champion or whoever say, hey, I'm happy you guys are with us today for this double header. I love that word, man. I miss that word. I took that word for granted. Double header of basketball or double header of football, whatever. I miss those things. But having the NBA July 15th is not definite yet. Adam Silver hasn't officially said July 15th is the date that the NBA will start back up. He hasn't said that Orlando is the place that NBA games will be held. He hasn't said anything. This is all speculations, but it is very close, I should say. I'm not gonna say Woj said it as well. Woj has, talked about it. He's talked about, like, July 15th is the date that they're pushing for, but he hasn't said it himself yet. But I'm happy. One step closer for the NBA season to come back. One step closer for the world to come back. One step closer for basketball, my life, to come back. Sports is all I've been doing since this pandemic. But yeah, that's basically it. When it comes to the NBA right now, Another big story that came out this past week, Paul Pierce, man. Paul, ever since he became an analyst, ever since he retired, man, everybody's been coming after you. Everybody's been coming after you. And once again, Paul Pierce said something, a lot of people in the NBA community find blasphemous, not me. And this is why we're talking about it. Paul Pierce said that his top five, I don't remember the order, but it's Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Bill Russell, Magic Johnson, and I believe it was Larry Bird. He doesn't have LeBron James in his top five. That's the biggest problem. He doesn't have LeBron James in the top five. And he's had so much blowback. I've seen so many of the tweets that he's hating, whatever, all that stuff. You can make a case for LeBron James not being in the top five. My last episode, one of my latest episodes, I put out my top 10 players of all time. I had LeBron number 3. So, me personally, I have LeBron in my top 5. But I can make a case that, Kareem had the most unstoppable shot. Magic Johnson was a revolutionary. Tim Duncan is more of a winner than LeBron. You can make cases. You can make arguments for LeBron James. The only person you can't make an argument for that's in the top 10 or at his position is Michael Jordan. Because Michael Jordan is the GOAT. Literally, the whole NBA celebrate. I still haven't watched Last Dance yet. I'm going to soon, and I'm going to put out an episode on that. But the whole NBA it was like a party. It was like the New Year's Day, fireworks, confetti, everything was up in arms when Michael Jordan retired the first time. Because he had such a stranglehold on the NBA that nobody could eat. One of the conversations that are going around is one of the reasons why Michael Jordan is better than LeBron James is that during Michael Jordan's era, nobody was able to get championships besides Michael Jordan. But during LeBron's era, we have Tim Duncan, we had Steph Curry, we've had, you had Kobe, you had Dirk, you had Dwayne Wade, you had Kawhi. You have a lot of people. Michael Jordan, it was just Michael Jordan. I guess a couple years before that, during Michael Jordan's era, you had Bird and Magic. And then you had the bad boys. So 3 people. And then you have about 7 people for LeBron. I can see that argument. But the argument that Paul Pierce made, this is where Paul Pierce messed up. The argument that he made was such a weak argument. Like I said, you could make a case for LeBron James to be out the top 5. However, the argument got to be correct, especially with those blind witnesses out there. Your argument has to be correct. This man's argument was all those people in the top 5 were part of dynasties. Why isn't Robert Horry in your top 5 then, Paul? Why isn't Derek Fisher in your top 10, Paul? Your top 5, Paul? So that alone, that argument, it's a little, you see, I see holes in it. However, Paul Pierce is not wrong in not putting LeBron James in his top 5. Like, I have LeBron James number 3 in my top 5, but you can make the argument. Depending on who else is in that top 10, you can make an argument for LeBron James not being top 5. I'm with you, Paul, but still, man, it'd be like that. But speaking of Paul Pierce has been. I think he's one of the most underrated players, especially of my time. He's one of the most. He's gonna be. He will become a forgotten player. But I did this with my last episode, the NFL. We could talk about this right here. I'm gonna give you guys my top 5. Most underrated players in the NBA. I've seen Dwayne Wade talk about it. I've seen Jamal Crawford talk about it. I've seen a lot of people talk about it. A lot of people have Bradley Beal, whatever, But here are my top 5. I have Bam Adebayo, number 5. Bradley Beal number 4, because I do think Bradley Beal is vastly underrated. Spencer Dinwiddie number 3. The road that Spencer Dinwiddie has gone through, I seen Spencer. Shout out Danny Moldowski. Because of him, I saw Spencer Dinwiddie in a D at the time it was called D League, at a D League game for, I think it was OKC he was on, and for him to go from D League to the Nets, and like he signed an extension and everything, that's like, it kind of makes you feel like he was part of his career. So yeah, I have to have it number 3 on underrated, because I seen him from the bottom to now. At number 2, I have Zach LaVine, and then number 1, I have CJ McCollum. I have CJ McCollum. It has to be CJ McCollum. CJ McCollum is like literally, if you put a list of the best shooting guards in the NBA at this moment, who we have? Clay, Jimmy, DeMar? I think DeMar and CJ's on the same level. I can't really think of another shooting guard other than CJ McCollum after that. If you guys know of another one, please tell me. Please educate me. I can't think of one personally. Bradley Beal maybe, but I have them both on the same level, and I have CJ a little higher than Bradley. But yeah, that's my NBA. That's my NBA underrated. I'm just trying to start the conversation, guys. What do you guys think? Who do you guys think is the most underrated player in the NBA? Like I said, I have CJ McCollum. I could also say Isaiah Thomas, because Isaiah Thomas, he's being height discriminated against. So I might have him. But guys, I mean, that's basically it when it comes to the NBA at this moment. There's not really any news. I haven't seen The Last Dance yet. That I'm gonna watch The Last Dance, and I'm gonna talk about that in detail coming soon. But other than that, that's the NBA. I'm gonna end this episode by bringing out a controversy that's happening, and it's a good controversy because controversy equals money, right? So Barstool Sports, when starting this whole podcast thing, and looking toward, well, first of all, I'll give you guys a little background. I think I might expand on this, but I'm gonna give you guys a little background. So I basically started this podcast because I wanted to do something within sports, and I graduated with a bio degree, and I felt like there's a way I could get into the sports world without restarting my life and going back to undergraduate school and becoming a journalist or whatever, or sports broadcast, or going to sports broadcast. So I started this. I started writing articles. I started the podcast. Started the YouTube. For that, now, throughout the process, like I said, I'll probably do this in more detail later on. I said to myself, what organization do I want to be a part of? Fox Sports is a little too corporate for me. ESPN too corporate for me. So those two are the main two. But I feel like them being corporate might mess up how I could develop. Now, what's the best corporation out there that could help you develop and you could still be yourself? Barstool Sports. It looks like everybody has their own platform. Number one, everybody is themselves. Number one, number two, and it looks like a fun environment. It looks like a fun place to work. They expect you to work hard to put up on your end, and they back you, and that's like I guess I'm striving for that, to be part of the Barstool team, and I will be part of the Barstool team soon, unless I feel like I could do this on my own, which I do. I do 100% and confident in myself that I could build this brand and build it up to a very profitable and marketable thing in the end. But yeah, so a big podcast, I believe it was top 3 on iTunes or whatever, Call Her Daddy was. There's been a lot of controversy in that Call Her Daddy podcast. So yeah, you had Dave put on a podcast on the Call Her Daddy, talk about the story. Alexis put out a video a couple days ago about what happened. What I got, like, I've never watched the Call Her Daddy podcast. I've never listened to it or whatever. The first episode I listened to was Dave's episode. What I've got from the story is that there's a girl in the situation who's being manipulated by her boyfriend, her partner, to try to take down a corporation because he hates the corporation. Don't know why. Don't know like what happened between that, but he hates the corporation. It's clearly because all the deals and all the points that she wanted and everything from both sides of the story, from Dave and Alexis' side, both of them make sense. They both click. It's outrageous. Like, it's outrageous. Even the deal that Dave gave them was outrageous. Because the IP, one of the biggest things that the IP has, the IP and when it comes to music masters, they're similar. Artists strive to keep their masters. It's looking like podcasters strive to keep their IP because with their IP, they can promote themselves. They can leave corporations here and there, and still have what they've made. Same thing with music artists. So for Dave to let them keep their IP was crazy. That I know me if I give my IP and then out of nowhere I have a chance to get it back, I'm signing that contract right on the dot, right on the rooftop, just like Alexis said that she wanted to do. But yeah, the worst thing about the whole situation is that the girl Sophia, it looks like she's backing with her man, and it sucks because her man is just looking out. The person is just looking out for himself, and that's a terrible situation. Trying to take down a corporation, using one of the best talents on the podcast or the corporation, Barstool, the company, sucks. And hopefully she understands what happened and what's happening, and maybe she could come back from it. But hey, I know Lex is gonna have an episode out on Wednesday. I'm actually gonna try and listen to it. Controversy, in the words of Mr. Man, controversy creates money. And that's what Barstool's about to have, man. They're about to blow up right now. But what do you guys think about what's going on in that situation? What do you guys think about my underrated list? Paul Pierce, all that stuff that's going on. Guys, the Corner Store, I'm Gerald Cadet. Have a good day. Be safe out there. Make sure you, for my YouTube viewers, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you guys share because we're doing something big. We're doing something big. I want you guys to be a part of something big, and let's keep this ball moving. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification to get notifications when new videos come up, clips from episodes, the full episode. Hey, man, I'm just trying to start the conversation. This is Gerald Cadet, and I'm out.